The slope is increasing right now to a point where we are very concerned, if not alarmed.
An urgent warning from Washington health officials tonight. We need to take action now. Coronavirus cases are on the rise statewide, and with the holidays coming, we need to be even more vigilant. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Joyce Taylor.
I'm Mark Wright. The big message from today's meeting: stop the gatherings. Officials warn that unless we change our behavior, we will see more cases, more hospitalizations, and more people dying.
We have team coverage for you tonight. We have Britt Moore in Tacoma. She is talking with business owners, hoping to avoid another setback.
Ted Land is in Seattle tonight. So, Ted, health leaders say they don't want us to gather for the holiday. So what are they suggesting?
Well, how about turkey dinner outdoors? Seriously, doctors are very worried about the upcoming holidays and the gatherings, but there are some things you can do to lessen the risk.
Our neighbors in Canada celebrated their Thanksgiving about a month ago and saw large increases in cases following that. We cannot afford this in Washington state.
State doctors know this will be a tough sell, asking people to consider not gathering for the holidays.
Any in-person gathering is risky right now, both for the health of those that attend that gathering and because it can further accelerate the spread of the pandemic. This includes Thanksgiving.
They say if you do plan to sit down to dinner together, it should only be with members of your immediate household. Still planning to invite others? Doctors say you should quarantine for 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, only leaving home for essential activities. That window would start Thursday. And bundle up. They're also saying to consider holding your gathering outdoors in a well-ventilated tent.
But there was already people prior to this that had already planned doing this because of, the grandparents, the aunts and uncles.
Eddie Redman owns Grand Event Rentals and says he's getting calls from people planning to have their turkey al fresco.
So you're really seeing the dynamics of what you can do and trying to just accommodate stuff in the, in the backyard by putting up a tent. Kind of like the restaurants are, pivoting to do some stuff on the sidewalks or even into the street.
As we enter perhaps the darkest months of the pandemic, doctors say the next few weeks will be crucial to slowing the already rapid spread.
There was a sense of urgency in health officials' voices today that we really have not heard since the early days of the pandemic. They're very concerned about the timing here. Soaring COVID cases at a time of year when many people want to be together indoors. Live in Seattle, Ted Land, King 5 News.
Ted, thank you. Snohomish County is now seeing a case rate of about 188 per 100,000 people. That's roughly 7.5 times higher than the target goal. And with such high numbers, the county health officer is warning it could threaten our hospitals' capacities.
With hospitalizations generally trailing 2 to 3 weeks after transmission occurs, the recent spike in cases suggests that we are in the beginning of a surge in demand for hospital care that may become overwhelming, and I would submit will become overwhelming if we don't change our course immediately.
According to data from the COVID tracking project, hospitalizations hit an all-time high in the U.S. today, topping 60,000 people.
Many businesses are hoping that everyone takes these warnings seriously. If not, they're going to face the possibility of being forced to close during another shutdown. King 5's Britt Moore reports tonight from Tacoma.
The owner of Indochine here in downtown Tacoma says his business has had to pivot once before, but he's hoping the community does its part in order to prevent that from happening again.
Almost terrifying because when the first time it happened, we had to lay off more than half of our staff.
Indochine owner Russel Brunton's response to an urgent warning from health officials about taking drastic measures to flatten the curve.
I think politicians are treading a fine line between managing increasing case counts as well as the needs for businesses to stay open.
A consistent spike in COVID cases statewide not only has health officials concerned.
Especially the holiday season's coming up, this is make it or break it time for Lava Retail for 2020 if they're going to make it in 2021.
The local retail and restaurant industry, already struggling to recover from COVID restrictions, can't handle another blow.
That's why I'm just hoping that residents do their part, all of us individually, to be able to help our businesses, because if we get shut down, our businesses are in danger of not reopening.
The CEO of Tacoma Pierce County Chamber of Commerce says programs like Restaurant Rally, which gives diners a 30% discount on meals, is a great step towards keeping businesses open for now, but says it's a community effort.
It's beyond just being safe for yourself, it's safe for this community. And the more that we can do this together, we came through this election of being divisive and polarized. This is a time that we should all come together as Washington State.
The CEO of the Chamber of Commerce says wearing a mask can save a business. He wants everyone to take this warning seriously. If not, he says some businesses may not make it into 2021. In Tacoma, Britt Moore, King 5 News.
Britt, thank you. Our coverage of the latest case numbers and what you can do to stop the spread continues online. Just text the word virus to 206-448-4545. We'll send you a link. In about 10 minutes, we're going to update you on the efforts to develop a widespread vaccine.